Andy Lee. The elusive Andy Lee. Here he is. We finally tracked him down. After 4 years of asking him for an interview, we finally got here. On the eve of a crossroads, I reckon, a crossroads against John Jackson, Madison Square Garden, the Garden, not the theatre, Puerto Rican Day, big HBO pay-per-view, massive fight. But here's the real question. When the fuck are you going to fight Matthew Macklin? And what's holding it up?
I honestly have no idea why the fight hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it ever will happen. And I don't know. I think it's losing its appeal each time it gets mentioned and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I don't even.
Why do you think it hasn't happened?
Earlier on, when it was mentioned, like a few years ago, either he was engaged or I was engaged, or we were going on different paths. But recently, I don't see there being any obstacle for the fight not happening.
Yeah.
From my side, I've been totally open to it, but it just never came about. And like,
he's basically of the opinion as you. What would your retort be to that?
I've never not. To be honest with him and everybody else, there's been no real solid
No official
offer of a fight
right.
by a promoter or by
just
Ludabella.
sort of
Ludabella
chat.
said to me, and I said, yeah, let's make the fight. When other fights have fell through, with Spada, with Golovkin, and Ludabella's messaged me, I said, yeah, let's get it on. I want the fight. But it seems like people can't pull it together in terms of where it's going to be, who's going to promote it, who's going to pay for it, blah, blah, blah.
Is it going to be here, or is it going to be in Ireland? Is it going to be, down the country or in the O2 or whatever?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just waiting for somebody out there to who has the motivation to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm open to it, and if he is open to it, then what's the hold up?
What do you think is the most likely route to it actually happening? Like, who to promote it? Where? As top of the bill, or on another massive card in the UK? Like, what do you think would be the most likely route of it happening?
I don't know. The fight deserves to be in Ireland.
Yeah.
And that's where it has
It'd be
most
crazy
appeal.
if it wasn't.
Yeah, and that's where it has most appeal.
Two Brits fighting in Ireland.
People need to see the fight. People want to see the fight,
Yeah.
and that's where it should be. So, why not?
O2.
The O2
Most likely.
As far as
because it's for where most people can get to easily.
yeah, exactly, and it's the biggest arena.
Yeah,
and it's nice place.
Yeah,
and it's
nice. Yes.
Like I said.
So logistically,
it's an event.
O2.
The O2.
So we've narrowed it down to the country. I'll get there before the end of this. I'll get there. So
why don't you promote it?
listen, if you take a ticket deal, I'll promote it. So O2, it'll have to be on Sky. RTE do not seem anyway interested in putting money up for boxing at the moment.
Maybe if it was me versus Macklin, they might be interested, but Sky will still probably have to be involved with some English TV.
Yeah.
But listen, it's all fantasy and fairy stuff. I have a fight Saturday. I'm not even Macklin.
No. We're hypothesizing and we're
It's not even in my landscape, so it's not even worth talking about.
So we're here in Coulsdon. What brought you here?
Alan Booth.
Yeah.
He's the reason I came to London to train. After I lost with the Chavez and Emmanuel got sick,
yeah,
I knew I was going to have to train somewhere else.
Because the last time we met fortuitously on the street in London, and you were sounding me out about gyms, and I said pretty much every trainer in London except for Adam Bood, because at the time I didn't consider Adam Bood to be an acquiring.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was he had a couple of guys. It's not guys didn't come in and out of his gym. It was just those two guys. That's who he trained. But now, since then, it's changed a little bit. There are guys coming in and out of the gym. Slightly stable has grown a little bit and stuff like that. So how did that connect? How did you make that connection? Because I wouldn't have ever.
Yeah.
I think it's the perfect fit. And if I'd have thought he would, I would have said you would fit in there because you're quite smart guys and you gel well together and all that. But I wouldn't have thought of the initial step. How did that come across? How did that come about?
I always watched him, I watch all the trainers all the time, any fight, and just marking and taking mental notes. And he always stood out, and I always liked what he did. And how he presented himself. And my brother knew Paddy Fitzpatrick, and Paddy Fitzpatrick was friends
with him,
Adam.
yeah.
And so I just said to my brother, and I had somebody else reach out to him, Damien McCann reached out to Adam.
From Belfast.
Yeah, from Belfast. And Paddy as well put in a word for me. And so
because it's not like you probably would be able
never
to.
Spoke to Adam.
Yes, you would, but you would be able to walk into a lot of gyms.
Yeah.
But to get Adam, especially at that time, to train you, it's not a given. Even if you're in the top 10 of a world rank, it's not a given that he would say, actually, I haven't got time to dedicate you, because he's quite involved, isn't he?
Yeah. And so it was pretty much. It took a couple of weeks, but I wasn't in no rush myself. I was enjoying. It was the Olympics and that, and I was doing some punditry, so I was here anyway. And so I went out to the gym one day. We sat down, we talked, we got along. But it kind of grew over time, our relationship and our understanding of each other. And it was very much for the first period, maybe of a month or two, of feeling each other out.
Yeah.
And seeing what kind of person I was and what kind of fighter I was.
Yeah.
And if he thought he could do something with me.
Yeah.
And
like a probationary period, a mutual probationary period.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I think that wasn't until like November. I had started training with him in September. It wasn't until like November where we said, "Look, we're going to do this. Let's do it now." So that's how it came about, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah. So you've had 4 fights with him. Hit and miss, in my opinion, hit and miss a little bit. Yeah. Fitzgerald, not your best performance. Your last fight, Hirosh Harta, not your best performance for different reasons. But is it coming together now? Because this is a big fight. I'm hoping, but because this is a big fight. You got a big fight coming up. This was really.
It's coming together. The proof is in the pudding. 4 fights, 2 good,
2 not so good.
Yeah, 2 not so good. But in saying that,
learning.
You got to take everything into consideration in the fights, and I won every single one of them. And even the Fitzgerald fight, you're fighting a tough man who's severely motivated.
Yes.
And me coming off a loss and a long layoff, and the first fight with Adam, there's going to be that bit of a conflict and confidence, low. My last fight with Horta, that was just was a nightmare performance.
A game of 2 halves.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, and like I said, and the same thing. I severely underestimated a man who came in determined to the hilt, and fought a great fight, saw his opportunity and tried to take it. Yeah. And it was a close fight.
Does that prove boxing is much more mental than people even give it credit for?
Yeah, it's all mental, and it's a lot mental. It's mental, physical. It encompasses everything.
Yeah. So this fight, John Jackson, Madison Square Garden, the son of the famous Julian Jackson, massive bang out artist. This guy's got quite a high 80% knockout ratio as well. What have you seen of him? What do you know of him? What do you think of him?
I think he's a decent box puncher. That's how I would describe him. Not polished, or I wouldn't say he's like the highest level or highest grade fighter, but certainly if you messed around with him, he'd beat you because he can punch, he can box, he can fight a bit, and it's a great opportunity for me. It's a massive occasion. It's eliminated for a world title.
Yes.
And if you had to pick an opponent for an eliminator, he's not he wouldn't be.
He's not the toughest light middleweight in the division.
Package, So I think it's a very good opportunity for me. It's on a big stage, and it's what I need, the occasion, to bring out the best of me. Yeah. Because I've been knocking around for a long time. I've had almost 35 fights.
It's time for the breakthrough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's time for the breakthrough, and I've fought on big shows, and then you come back and you fight on these smaller shows. The motivation, and against lesser opponents.
Well, it doesn't get much bigger than this now.
This is it.
HBO pay-per-view, Madison Square Garden, Puerto Rican Day. Against a big name. He's a name, as Chavez is a name. It brings a little bit more. It's definitely more marketable. But it brings a little bit more spice to a fight, doesn't it? A name, a legacy.
Yeah.
So there's no chance that you're going to overlook this guy because maybe he's not in the top 10 of the division, though. You know. Because it's not just about beating this guy. It's HBO. It's about how you look, I suppose.
Yeah. before the harder fight, I would never admitted to overlooking him.
Yeah.
But when you look back and in hindsight, it's a great thing. But I could see where it made, those
couple of percent here, a couple of percent there.
I was making plans after the fight to say, I was doing this,
yeah.
what I was going to do. And, but truly, I feel like I'm not looking beyond John Jackson. And really, I can't afford to. If I lose this fight, then any plans of going to a higher level is really out of the question. So this is it. Let's make a break for me. And I'm in a good place. I'm fit as a fiddle. Yeah. And I'm mentally ready. And it's time to do it.
Well, we had a few questions sent in on the Twitter. Let's kind of try and remember a couple of them. The move to 154. Why? What's the main reason behind it?
It's not that I'm targeting anybody or I just feel Adam felt more so than I did.
That it was just a natural thing to do.
And the fight where I should have been fighting. And I'm making it with the same effort that I used to make 160 pounds, just that I've just cleaned up the way I eat. Yeah. And that's basically been the biggest change.
Living with Adam, does that help the diet?
It does, yeah, it does.
So you got your mother looking over your shoulder, basically.
yeah. And
because a lot of people would have thought, Andy Lee, he needs to move to 168.
Yeah.
That would have been, and that's what I thought. I was shocked when I heard he's moving more. He should be moving. You sure you haven't got that wrong? He's moving the other way. Yeah. Because you're a tall guy, not as tall as you used to be, obviously. But you're a tall guy. You're big frame. You're like 168, no problem. You could see you in that division. So that's.
I'm bigger than most light heavyweights.
Yeah. You're going to be probably the biggest in the division. What are you, 6'2"?
Yeah, 6'2", yeah. So
there's not a whole heap. There's not a whole heap of light middleweights 6'2".
No, Dan, it's not really going out and just being the best, finding the optimal weight and being the best boxer athlete I can be. And when you compare the middleweights to light middleweights, there's a massive difference in their size and the power you're facing. So it's a good move for me. It gives me a lot of advantages.
Yeah. Another one was Macklin. We skip past that. Another one was, what shampoo do you use? Because it's luscious hair you've got.
I don't know about luscious, getting a few greys.
It's getting grey, isn't it? It's getting grey, yeah. That's marriage for you. But another one was a good one. If you could be any fighter from any generation, which would it be?
Probably Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
Say Robinson, Oscar De La Hoya. More so Robinson because he was, the main man, the lifestyle,
he was the man,
the killer in the ring and outside the ring.
And he drove a serious whip.
Yeah, pink Cadillac.
Yeah, he knew how to live, didn't he? What other ones did we have in there? Can you remember any of the other ones? No?
I owe Darryl Doyle $200.
$200. What was the bet on?
2 losses on the Froch Groves fight. I owe you, Darryl.
Yeah. So you're off to America tomorrow. What will your week consist of leading up to the weigh-in or to the fight? We're getting in Tuesday. Have a walk, just walk around when I get in the afternoon. Probably walk for a couple of hours just to get the blood circulating after the flight and just try and stay awake. Till the night time. Get on the time zone. Yeah. Wednesday, train. Yeah. Thursday is public workout. Friday the weigh-in. Yeah. Saturday fight. Brilliant. Home Sunday. Lovely. Well, listen. Thanks very much for talking to us. Yeah, thank you very much. And the best of luck out there. Really hope that you smash it. Cheers, mate. Thanks very much.